What is going on, everybody? It's Jew coming to you with another comic book reaction review. All right, so I'm going to be reviewing 3 comics on this one. I just started reading these this week, but before I get started, I'll let you know I do comic book reviews, trailer reactions, film reactions, commentating, collaborations, podcasting, all that good stuff. If you have any recommendations, hit me up. Leave a comment below. Hit the like if you're new. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, so let's get started. So I read 3 books yesterday when I got off. I read 3 books, and these are not necessarily. I'm not sure. I can't actually. I can tell you when one of the books came out. I don't know when these 2 actually were released. But we're going to start with the 2 books from Scout Comics. Scout Comics is coming with some pretty good books, and I honestly last year I just heard about Scout Comics. I've been reading a lot of Image comics because Image varies with so many different type of books, and I think Image is kind of more branch off from just like superheroes. Marvel and DC is like more superhero, while Image is a little bit of so many different stories. But there's so many other comic book companies out now that if you're interested in other type of stories, you definitely need to reach out. And that's what I've been doing. I've been reaching out. So we're going to start with Scout Comics. The first one is called Category Zero Conflict. Category Zero Conflict is actually a pretty good book. I saw it at the bookstore. I looked over. I said, I kind of glanced at first and I grabbed it. I said, you know what? Take it. It's issue 1. I don't know when this is released. I assume it was just released because the issue I have now, because after I read this, I went on their website and realized they have a 5-issue series or 5-issue volume of Category Zero Conflict. And no, not Conflict, Category Zero. So Conflict is like the aftermath of Category Zero. So I went on there, I was like, wow, there's already 5 issues called Category Zero, but this is issue 1 of Category Zero Conflict. So this is more like the next volume. So, and I think it's a good start too. It's not that, and I'm not missing anything. I am missing stuff, but I'm not after I read it because it started off good and it ended well. So it's not like it left me hanging like, what the hell is going on? It looked like just that's where it's going to start, and then I didn't know if it was going to go backwards and give us an idea where this all happened and started. So, but now I know. Now I can just go back and read Category Zero. But anyways, let's get started in this. The writers of this is Adam Kiamil, and the illustrator is Todd Lima. So what's going on here? It started off with these scientists and stuff in the lab working on something called a Strain 1X. It's like I guess a vaccine, a cure for these people that are affected. They call them 1%ers. Basically, the government and people are in a big standoff with protesters, and supposedly somebody was killed because they were a 1%er and they wouldn't comply, and it caused people to protest. They killed this. They took the child from the lady. It started off there with like a little story, and yeah, so it's causing chaos. It's basically in the world today what happened a couple years ago with our pandemic. So this is a different pandemic because if you are a 1%er, you're considered dangerous. It's like it gives you these dangerous powers. It makes you like abilities to do stuff. So some people probably use it for the good. Some people use it for the bad, and some people probably don't even want to use it at all because they don't know what the hell is going on. Anyways, it kind of explains how or why they decided to go public with it. At first, they were hiding it from the public, and then once they went public, that's when all chaos broke loose. They want to take these people, put them on lockdown, put them in a facility, I guess inject them and try to cure them, but it's causing division. And anyways, there was a group of characters, and one of them for sure was a 1%er. I think maybe even 2 of them. They went off and sort of said, we have a place to hide. They end up leaving the city where all the chaos was breaking off with the military, and people grabbing people. They escaped without being seen, and they went to this bar like somewhere in the outside, like a bar. There's like a they knew someone that owned a country like farm, and he let them. Hey, y'all can stay in here. Y'all can stay in on the barn. Anyways, one of the ones that were, I believe, was a 1%er had to use the restroom inside the man's house, and they got to a little confrontation because she had to use the restroom. They got to a confrontation, and then he confronted her like, "I knew you was one of them," and blah blah blah. His wife died basically, and apparently his wife died to one of the 1%ers. So then he called the people, kind of like to come and get him, but they realized they were set up and they had to get the hell out of there and escape. But little did they know, the people that was with them brought him over there did not know what happened to this man on the inside. They just know they had to leave. Anyways, I don't want to tell too much. This is a really good book, a good read. I'm going to go ahead and probably buy all the digital copies to Category 0 so I get caught up on what happened before. I'm pretty sure that would probably more explains how this all started. But this is a good start too, because it is issue 1, and this is probably more like the sequel to that or the continuation. And yeah, so I definitely, with Scout Comics, I think they're doing pretty well. And so far, they have not let me down. And the other Scout comic I read a while back was Coachella. That's a pretty good one, too. All right, so with the next one that I read from Scout Comics is called Junior. Junior is, this is one that was written by Alex Cometto. And this is basically about, I guess the lady's name is Junior. It's rare you see someone call a woman Junior. But Junior and their animal partner Walter, they work on fixing like spaceship crafts, patching up holes and whatnot. Then in the middle of them working, they were explaining something. And then next thing you know, it looked like they were about to be hit by this big meteor. They had to like dodge it, get back on the ship, and get the hell up out of there before they get eliminated. So they end up, something happened with the spaceship, and they ended up having a crash landing on a random planet. And the lady Junior got ejected from the damn spaceship. And next thing you know, they have no idea where the hell they're at. Like, okay, we haven't scanned this planet to see where we're at. And next thing you know, she's getting up and she's running from a damn T-Rex, a dinosaur. So, which was a little weird. And at some point, she had broke her leg. Now she fell down, broke her leg, and next thing you know, she's having all these. Something happened. She started the ground started rumbling, and this power started coming from her. She started having flashbacks of when she was a kid, of her training and learning how to do this and that, and had someone watching her do it, someone motivated. I don't know if it was her dad or mentor or whatnot. Anyways, her little animal friend, he looks like a little hippo. It's kind of weird. Like, he looks like a little. He's wearing like a space helmet. He looks like a little hippo. He's like, he finally gets in contact with her. It's like, oh, I thought you broke your leg. She was all healed up. She had no idea what the hell happened because she passed out. That's what she was thinking about, all the flashback stuff. But anyways, I don't want to tell too much. Yeah, so it ended with them seeing a whole bunch of dinosaurs and trying to figure out what the hell is going on. This is Junior. It's actually a good book. I'm not going to sit there and I don't have no complaints. If you want to read something different, not even so much focus on, not a superhero book, more of a exploration, I'll say. This is definitely recommended. And I would another Scout Comics again. Shout out. Check it out, Junior. This is a pretty good book. Issue 1. So yeah. All right, so with the third book I read, let's get to that. The third book I read was Nightclub. Now, this came out last month. I actually meant to get this. And over here, it was only $2. I got a book for $2. $2. This is a Image comic. This is Image Comics. And it's called Nightclub. It's actually this is a really interesting book. I can explain this in all kind of different ways. And the issue, I think the next issue actually comes out next week. I could be wrong, or the week after. One or the other is going to be out real soon. And that's why when I saw this, let me go ahead and get this so I can get into that one. I would recommend you to read this. Definitely, because before I started getting that, the writer is Mark Miller. Mark Miller is the writer. So this is a kid. This is basically, it starts off as about an aspiring kid who wants to be this top YouTuber and become famous for being a YouTuber. He tries to pull off this little stunt and damn near loses his life with his two friends watching or filming him. They were the ones filming him, and he ended up in the hospital. He had all kinds of, he damaged himself. Matter of fact, he was on a skateboard and ended up, he flew off a building, like a small, short building, and landed on concrete. Damn near lost his life. But anyways, this dude comes inside the hospital, and it's funny because the nurse actually saw the guy come in there. And at first, I thought something was about to happen to her, and she just kind of, I don't know. It was like, I don't know if they was expecting this or what. The guy goes in there, and just to give you a spoiler, this is about vampires. The guy bit him. Okay, and then next you know, he woke up somewhere else. He had no idea where the hell he was. The guy that bit him was like a sheriff or a cop or something, or an ex-detective. And he started basically explaining to him why he did it, what he did. He's basically saying, I'm giving you a second chance. I'm giving you a second chance to do some good. And he healed off his injuries. The dude was able to walk. The guys just started talking to him, training him, showing him his power, showing him what he's good at could do now. His senses, he could hear conversations. The stuff that, vampires do, as you see in most vampire films and stuff like that. He also had to understand that he cannot be exposed to sunlight. He found out the hard way on that part. So now, apparently, this guy's building an army. So he's finding people that he feels is useful to help him join his crew and build an army, and they can stop something that's coming. That's basically where it is. This is actually good. So far, I've had no bad reads in the last few days. The art is good, dialogue's good, the storyline is good. It kind of looks like if this was Marvel, I wouldn't be surprised if it was able to collaborate with Blade. So this is a good book. If you're into vampires, you're into people with abilities and a good storyline, I'd recommend you to go ahead and read Nightclub. And yeah, so all right, I appreciate y'all. This is where we'll end this video. I've got some more videos coming to you soon. I'm going to probably drop quite a few videos this week because I'm a little slow in the last month due to all the real life work and all that stuff I had going on. So yeah, Nightclub. See ya.